the way that leads to the place, or the way is greater than the place. The way is greater than the place. The way. Kennedy, are you getting it? And then number 2 is that your destiny is in your hand. I'm just telling you so that I can get ready. The way is greater than the place. Now, when we traveled, I got to some villages in my town. In fact, there was a particular area we were going. There was a particular area we were going, and we couldn't continue because there was no way. Now, some of the places we struggled to get into, we went to such places, and I saw very beautiful houses, very fine duplex. But there was no way to the duplex. Now, God doesn't reason that way. God reasons the way, not the duplex. Let me ask you to listen. God reasons that way, not that building. That means if you bring 2 of them to God, what God will choose is the way. If you bring what will I invest what I have on, God will not invest on the building. He will invest on the way. Now, building a fine house in an enclave that doesn't have road is depravity. A lot of young girls want to meet great men to marry them, but they are not in the way. They are not in the way that can meet those men. A lot of people want a big job. They want a better life, but they are not in the way. If they eventually get that job without the way, they will lose it. So in John chapter 14, verse 6, Jesus came as the way. Because the destiny of every destination is in the path that lead to the destination. Let me say again. I said the destiny of every destination is in the path that lead to the destination. Now, destinies are forged in the path. Don't forget, there are so many women that want their children to be great. They want their children. That's the desire of every mother, every father. But it is unfortunate that those women or those fathers don't care about the content. The content of their children. The content is in 2 ways. Please hear me. I'm about to jump it out. The content is in 2 ways. The content is one. The content of the woman that wants her child to be great. She didn't know that God will take from her to make a great child, to make a great person. She didn't care about herself, but she cares about a child. Because she believed that God will give her a child. God will not give her a child outside herself. It is her value that God will consult. There is no child that is from heaven. Now, what I think that those people should do is to consider their value. Improve their value. Because God will depend on their value. Why do you think that God tied the womb of certain women in the Bible, like Sarah, like Abraham, making him wait, like Elizabeth, like Samson's mother? Why do you think that Jesus delayed? These things happened because God wanted a value to be produced. from the people that want the child. Now, it was through long period of waiting that the family of Zechariah can produce a kind of John that announced them. If they didn't remain barren for a long time to produce John, I wouldn't know them. There are certain children that doesn't have strength in them to impart the natural, to impart the earth. You don't train them to do that. If they don't have the spirit, training cannot make it happen. Let me say it again. If they don't have the spirit, it is a spirit. So the way is more important. The way is more important than the people. I was sharing with them. I said some big men somewhere that lead to their place, but they care about going to that village to go and build a big house. They don't even care about developing the place. Like where I came from, people separate themselves from their land because they are malicious. And then when they die, they bury them among people they neglected. They bury them in the land they neglected. There are some dead men I pity because they think they will go to heaven. They've not gone yet. They are dwelling in a dark village where there is no light. And some of them had capacity to bring light to that village. They ran to America. They came to Lagos, brought them. They brought them to their village and buried them among peasants. And that place they buried them became their eternal shame to them. Some of them lived, some of them had private jets. They didn't develop their village. They dumped them in grounds that doesn't have value. I don't want to get somebody angry, but I know there are some people who became big in Igbo land. If you see where their grave is, that is where they are now. When you say somebody's grave, you're talking about the eternal home of a man. So the Bible says that type of the book of Isaiah says, a way shall be there. A way. A way. Some people don't know that when I see a boy, a girl, I'll be looking at the mother. If you see a girl that is raised and nobody cares for her, you will not find it difficult to know. A girl that her mother didn't care for, you wouldn't find it difficult to know. You see, because packaging cannot be hidden. You are a woman, you get back to your daughter. You want that girl to choose a hairdo. Before she chooses her own, what did you do? What did you teach her? You should be teaching her how to package hair. First of all, you start teaching her on the value of a woman's hair. On the value of a woman's hair. You start teaching her that as you're plated, because the small girl grew from you. You start teaching her from what you know about how a woman should make her hair. And the implications of making hair anyhow. You should teach her those things so that she can grow with it and live it out. You cannot be a mother and you want your daughter to grow as if though you are not around. The girl will grow before you and go outside and import a system when you are living. So the way introduces the destination. Let me say again. I said the way introduces the destination. So the place we want to be, we are connected to it from the way. I don't know what I'm saying something. I said we are connected to it from the way. Now the kind of building that we're going to meet, or whatever we meet in the destination, we should be able to know it from where? From the way. Excuse me. I have been for 29 years. You cannot hide how intelligent you are as you're looking at me. You can't be able to hide your relationship with the world. People who are naturally not intelligent and dark get tired in their eyes. Is it difficult for me to know when a tired eye is looking at me? A tired eye is an eye that is dark, that doesn't have anything, that doesn't get excited about light. And that is a doomed eyes. I said, it's what? No, it's a doomed eyes. If America is against Russia, it is the billionaires of the world that is against Russia. Russia will never survive. What Americans have is human value, and they know it, and you know they are propaganda. They are nations of propaganda. They know Americans are masters in propaganda. If you look at all the social media, most of the achievement of Russia is not being told the world. Most of Russia and Ukraine, they are not telling the world. Because they are in charge of media. And these people are blessed in propaganda. And they have the world. Russia is not even close. Yesterday they started saying they want to close more all the advertising agents of Russia. Excuse me. Don't trifle with a young man that is looking at something and is understanding what he's saying. And if you're a woman, don't reproduce an idiot. No matter how you're under pressure. Don't milk an idiot. You see, because you're keeping problem in the future. The way, I say the way is done. The way. That way is better than the place. So I prefer to be a way than to be a place. Let me say it again. I say I prefer to be a way. So all great men are way makers. They invest their life to be the way. They prefer to be the way. That is why when Jesus came to the earth, he was not built. He didn't build a house. He died as the way. So the way that leads to the place is more important than the place. Thank you. Kennedy, your destiny is in your hand. Now, I would like you to listen. It is not the duty of God to help any man. Let me say it again. It is not the duty of God to help any man. The most frustrated people on earth are those who believe there is a spirit that is somewhere that will help them, and that are those who are surrendered by religion. Now, excuse me, I said the most deceived people on earth are people who believe there is a spirit that is somewhere, waiting for them to cry in the night so that he can help them. The God that helps every man lives in the man. So when God want to forge your destiny, He waits for you to produce. He waits for you to produce what He will depend on. Please hear me. All developed nations